Personal branding is something I've been a little bit obsessed with over the past few months. There's a lot of information over the internet that I found interesting and really added a bit of perspective to it. But I thought I needed a fresh perspective, something biblical, something that nails it home. This journey led me to sit down with Norbert Walter, a good friend of mine and the CEO of a company called Empire Events. They offer great emceeing, great events management, and the like. I hope this conversation that I had with him brings more light and gives you the information you need to work on your personal brand. Enjoy. Welcome back to the vlog, guys. We are doing, I'm not sure what we're calling this yet, but we're doing something great here today. For the past couple of months, I've been talking really about personal branding, and it has been something that has really intrigued me. So today, I thought it wise that we get someone here who has been able to build his brand and work with it to help him be successful in what he does, and that is Norbert Walter. Thank you, Norbert, for joining me.
Thank you, sir.
Great to see you here. So yeah, personal branding. What's your take on personal branding? What's your take on branding in general?
Branding is too wide, yes.
Yeah.
And according at least to statistics and what we've been able to follow through the recent innovations and where businesses are taking, the roads that businesses are taking, it has occurred to us that personal branding is majorly the issue, or majorly the axis where businesses are evolving.
Yeah.
So according to me, branding is more of who you put out there and what people receive in relation to what you put out there.
Yeah, that's true.
So when it comes to personal branding, how I dress is perhaps I am dressed like this to appeal smart, or to appear smart, or to be smart.
Yeah.
But there is someone else out there. The fact that we have different brains, they shall all receive different signals.
Yeah.
So if it's someone, probably an employer, they will look at someone that is well capable of matching the standards of their company according to how you dress.
Yeah.
If it is just a friend, oh, you look nice, let's hang out for dinner or lunch.
Yeah.
If it is your girlfriend or whatsoever, a person, people have different names for their loved ones.
Yeah.
So if it is a suitor, they'll be like, yeah, I think you'd make a good father.
Yeah.
Because of the way you dress.
Yeah.
And these are the things that we do every day quite appeal so much and change so much about our lives. Because at the end of the day, it's not about who you are. It's not about what you put out there or advertising or talking about yourself every day. Self-promotion is not really the pivot of personal branding, but what people hear or get about you, what people perceive of you. I think that's what majorly is about personal branding.
Yeah. I think that's actually great. Good way to start this off. Given the fact that we both we both come from Funero. I remember Apostle once said that branding it's not a logo, it's not
the colors.
It's not the colors. People have been drawn into that a lot, and basically he said branding is a promise. It's that what do people know you for? When you make an appointment, do you make it? When do you keep time? It's that promise of when Mark says he's going to do this, he does that. And I think you really hit on that. And so to me, even me, that's what personal branding is. What do people know you? What do people know about you? Is Mark reliable? Is Norbert reliable? Mark does cinematography. That's personal branding. And why I thought it very critical, why it has been something passionate about me. A friend of mine told me about this. I think last month or the other month, that 2020 is going to be a year of personal branding. So I went on YouTube, I looked around, and there's so much content about personal branding. And why would someone click on this video is because I think there's a biblical perspective that we can give to this big, to this big thing called personal branding. So it has really been something that I've wanted to at least discuss with people, and we shall have more podcasts or vlogs about this. I believe this will not be the only part about it. So I think how has personal branding affected you in terms of how the people you work with, the clients you associate with, has it given has it done something to you? And also in that, what is your, from the biblical standpoint, what do you think about branding? What are some of the examples of branding you could look at?
Okay. One thing I could probably start off with is our professions. You do cinematography, that's what you do.
Yes.
But how you do it is what defines your personality.
Yes.
We have anyone can be the president of a nation.
Yeah.
But how they do it, how they administer that role is their personality. That is the branding. How they put out themselves out there. When it comes to the kind of business and clientele that we handle every day on a daily, it all comes back to the credibility, the reliability, integrity. When you make an appointment, do you make up to it? When you speak a word, or when you say a word, when you make a promise, do you fulfill it? Do you keep your word? That is all personal branding. Some people know me for one thing, that unless otherwise, except on very, very unoccasional situations, I have to keep time. If you tell me, let's be here at 3 p.m., I'll be there earlier. And I have one rule with me. That's I don't know if it's a good one, but I think to me it's a good one. When I get there, if I'm there earlier than you and you're not yet there, if you said 3 p.m. and I'm there probably by 2:45 p.m., I'll sit and wait. I won't even make a call. I won't even call you, because you gave me your word. You said 3 p.m. That means if I also agreed to 3 p.m., that means it was also convenient for both of us. So I will wait. So even after 3 p.m., I'll still wait until particular time durations where I
like
kind of 30 minutes and beyond. If someone, you get quite impatient. More so if you don't even communicate. Now, communication is also another thing for personal branding, because you realize that, for example, for the kind of business that I do, events management and planning, if I am hired out to host an event, I must be my communication must be on my fingertips. Because you never know what can happen at any time. So it's very important that when it comes to personal branding, all these other things that revolve around it must be on how we administer our roles, more than what we are known for or what my business card knows me for. Now, when we talk personal branding in the biblical perspective, there is one guy that really catches my attention, and that is Daniel. If you allow me, I'll just read the from the book of Daniel. Daniel chapter 1. Yes. The Bible clearly says from verse 1 that in the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem, and besieged it. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand with part of the vessels of the house of God, which he carried into the land of Shinar, to the house of his God, and he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God. And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of Chaldeans. Now this is what the king wants. He has drawn up a job description of what he wants. And the Bible says, and the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king.
Yeah.
Now among these were of the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names, for he gave unto Daniel the name Belteshazzar, and to Hananiah and of Shadrach, and to Mishael of Meshach, and to Azariah of Abednego.
Yeah.
Now, but Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he may not defile himself. This is Daniel branding himself.
Yeah.
That yes, this is your job description.
Yes. How you want it to be.
How you want it to be. How you want everything to flow and be done.
Yes.
But this is who I know me to be.
Stick to it.
You stick to it.
Yeah.
So now very many people, when they get to these to such places, when a person looks at, oh, the king is going to provide daily meat, the meat that he also eats, it's not a different kind of meat. He's going to give us some of his wine, the wine that he drinks.
Yeah.
When most people get to that place, they compromise. When you compromise your personality, you've compromised your whole brand. Now, the Bible continues to say that now God had brought Daniel into favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuchs, because he stuck with who he knew he was.
Yeah.
That alone gained him favor and love before his own the prince of the eunuchs.
Yeah.
Yes. And now the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who has appointed your meat and your drink. Why? For why should he see your faces worse liking than the children which are of your sword? Then shall you make me endanger my head to the king. Then said Daniel to Melzar, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days. Let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink. Then let our countenances be looked upon before thee, and the countenance of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat, as thou seest, deal with thy servants. So he consented to them in this matter, and proved them 10 days. At the end of the 10 days, their countenances appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat. Now, Daniel and the company is put into a comparison with the people, the eunuchs that were got. Other eunuchs apart from this company, they are put in comparison to see what happens. These ones that are not going to eat the king's meat and the king's wine, and the other ones that shall eat the king's meat and the king's wine. And the end of it all, after 10 days, the Bible is clear that Daniel and the company, they looked much fairer and fatter. Now that brings me to one thing. Some lady called Anne Bastianelli, she was teaching, and he said that the major 3 benefits of personal branding are you lead more, you win more, and you earn more. You lead more, you earn more. I mean, you win more, you lead more, you win more, and you earn more. So you can see that when Daniel and the company defined who they were able to lead. They were able to win favor and love before the prince of the eunuchs. And they also won more, because now the winning is defined in the next verses here. And the Bible says, and as for these 4 children, God gave them knowledge and skill. Yeah.
That's David and his company.
Yes, Daniel and his company. God gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom. And Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. Now, at the end of the days that the king had said he should bring them in, then the prince of the eunuchs brought them in before Nebuchadnezzar. And the king communed with them, and among all them was found none like Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Therefore stood they before the king. Now listen, verse 20. And in all matters of wisdom and understanding that the king inquired of them, he found them 10 times, 10 times better than all the magicians and astrologers that were in all his realm. And Daniel continued even unto the first year of King Cyrus. Now, this is what personal branding does.
It gives you a distinction.
It gives you a distinction. More so, yes, we might not look much at how much we're earning from it, but we're looking at how much you are putting out there.
Yeah.
You realize when Daniel, when the king was looking for these eunuchs, he gave a particular job description.
True.
Now he finds a company of people that have understood who they are, and they have branded themselves personally in that way. And at the end of that understanding of who they are, and the king realizes when he sits on table with them in an interview, the king realizes that these people are 10 times more than what I asked for.
Yeah, they are more than
the job description. 10 times.
Yeah.
That is what personal branding does, because everyone must be able to supersede your target market's expectation. That's what personal branding is all about. I think.
Yeah, that's a very good story. What I've really picked one is, there's a lot that goes out on social media. You see quotes about it, be you, but people don't actually understand. But that story really nails it down of how to actually be you. Yes, there's a job description. You must have this. You must have this. But look within you. And don't divert just to fit someone else's standard.
Yes.
And the second thing I really got there is value. What value are you
adding to yourself?
I could give an example of myself. I have a photo shoot that I'm going to do later this week. But what the client is paying for, we nailed it down and said, okay, you're paying for this. But then after nailing that down, they're asking for other things. You already have a job description, what you're going to do. But this person wants something else. And for a second, I was like, why is she asking me for something else? Should I even give it to her? Do I need to do this? But I go back to my value, and I look at it and I'm like, I actually can add more value here. It's not about how much they're paying me, but it's look within me. I can actually do this. It doesn't take much from me. It actually adds value to me, and it will always, and later on probably could pay off with more clients. It could pay off with more visibility, and that's the winning.
Yes, that's the winning.
You lead more. You win more. You earn more.
Yeah.
So I feel like you've really nailed it down on that, and thank you for that. That's very good on personal branding. What would you want people to do? What would you really want people to do, given the story we've had? What do you want people to learn and to take from this to be able to build their own personal branding? Because I believe 2020 is a very good year for us. But I believe when people can't see, like, how is your star shining? How does your star shine? You really need to set down on the value that you're adding. And what do you feel that people need to do to be able to bring that, to make the star shine more and more?
All right. I could give a story of myself. Very many years ago, not very many years ago, but quite a number of years ago, I used to do emceeing. I used to MC friends' birthdays. Birthdays, graduation, or there's a small event. I volunteer to MC it. For free. And if someone really wanted to give a love offering for what I had done, it would be okay. But personally, I would do it because I loved it. Because I love to make people happy.
You're passionate.
Yes, I'm passionate about it. I love to make people happy. I love to see people smile and all. I can never be in a company of people, and it's hard for me. Like, it's hard for me to be in a company of people and we don't laugh. It's very hard. So there, when I used to do that, I realized that this is actually a skill that is not in everyone else. I think at the start of 2017, that's when I decided to really take it on professionally. You pay for my services now. I can't MC your event or function without you paying for it, because this is a skill that I have developed.
This
is it's a skill that I have mastered.
Yes.
I believe that no one does what I do best. No one. That is my distinction.
Yes.
That when I have the mic and I'm emceeing a function, no one will do it the way I would have done it. Even if you replace me on the last day, I still think no one
would do it.
That's my distinction.
Yeah.
Now, the number one key thing here is be self-aware.
Yeah.
Know yourself. What are you capable of? What are you strong at? That's what you must focus on. You don't focus on your weaknesses. Those weaknesses can be polished later. But what you have on your table right now, if you're good at football, master, develop that skill, do that. Be self-aware. And then number two, what the other thing I had written down was tell your story with your life. Tell your story with your life. What do I mean? Very many people want to live off scripts.
That's very true.
They want to live off scripts.
Yes.
They know, oh, it's a Monday, I have to do a suit for work. Okay, I think this is relative, depending on where you work.
Yeah.
But when we come to like areas of profession, in our areas of profession now, like me, cinematography, I am in events, I am doing IT as well. You may find me doing my shots on a Monday.
Yeah.
On the street, I'm in my shorts, I'm in my sandals on a Monday. And you are doing your suits.
Yeah.
So my profession may not require me to put on a suit every day.
Yes.
So I won't put on a suit every day because other professions are also doing what? Doing suits every day. Now that is living off a script.
Yes.
You do your story, do your life. How is your life mastered? How is your life living every day? And that's what you do. When the Bible speaks something very, very profound in the book of Timothy. Paul was telling the son Timothy that teach believers with your life. Teach believers. It's in the Message version. Teach believers with your life. We don't teach believers with what we say, because sometimes we might err in speech.
Yeah.
You might not also teach believers with your advice. No, but we teach believers with what we do. How we live every day.
Yes.
How do I polish my shoe? How do I walk? How do I relate with Mark? How do I speak to him? Yes, he's my age man, but do I respect him? When I'm speaking to him, do people see that there is a certain respect and honor I give to him for who he is, not for where he stands to be as a man? He may not even be a minister or a pastor on the pulpit, but when I see him, do I honor him? Do I respect him? Now that is who we are. That is telling your story with your life. Then number 3, the last thing that I would probably look at is let's deepen our relationships. Businesses work with referrals. You are in Fanero most probably because someone invited you.
Yes, that's true.
You will be called up for a movie shoot because someone recommended you. Yes. I've done functions because some events because someone recommended me. That is how relationships work. Every business depends on a relationship. Even our own lives depend on relationships. You must have a relationship with God. You must have a relationship with your family. You must have a good working relationship with your business clientele and friends and everyone else. Now, deepen your relationship. You must have time to invest in those relationships. You must invest anything else. It may not be something very much, but do as much as you can to deepen your relationship with your people, and that's how I think you can build your own personal brand.
Those are very valid and very good points. Thank you for that. So basically, mastery. The point of mastery, I believe the primary place of investment is self.
Yes.
Before you invest in other things, itself. If you're able to master your skill, like you said, you understood this was a skill. The same thing, and that's why I bless Fanero. It's where I found out I actually love photography, cinematography, and I'm getting better at it. There are points in time I would be like, okay, Mark, you've taken a pause, and when you take a pause, you realize your value either stops or reduces. But the more you continuously hone your skill, become better, and master it, you become what they call a thought leader in your field. Your value will always increase. And what people don't realize, it takes work to hone your skill. You must take out time of your day, you must be able to give yourself time to personally hone that skill. So mastery is very key, and the part of relationships is one that is also very key. The people you connect with, how do you speak to them, and always keeping. I think also keeping. There's a sort of consistency that you really need.
That's very key.
I see it with even with Christ, the way Christ spoke to probably the people when he wasn't someone to beat around the bush. He was straightforward and to the point. You may not understand him, but that's him, and
that's him.
Consistent. There is and one thing we must realize is when you're growing your personal brand, it's not going. As a personal brand, you can't suit everybody. The more you be consistent and true to yourself, some will hate you, which is obviously sad, but some will hate and not really maybe not really hate, but not
those who understand you understand you your way.
Yes,
they are attracted
to you in a way. The same with David. I mean Daniel. Yeah, his company was attracted to him. There were those people who understood him and this is the way to go. So I believe that's really much value and understanding. Now at least I have a bigger picture of what personal branding is, relationship, and I think that's a very beautiful way to look at personal branding. I feel like we shall have more to talk to, more guests to talk about. I would love to have you back. Thank you for tuning in and watching, and also listening to the first podcast we have put up. Any thoughts and comments would be highly appreciated on how we should go about this in the future. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time we post a video. See you guys in the next vlog.